I am Steve.
I am
the
Groot.
definition of America's ass. My Minecraft pick for the ass.
You are Minecraft's ass. Hello and welcome everyone to Nerd Bible Podcast. It's been a while. We are back in the thick of it, right in the fucking fingers in the holes of pop culture relevance. That's what we are, right, Connor?
Aye, aye.
Aye, aye,
This city
aye,
needs
aye.
us.
This city. How you been, Connor?
Yeah, like I say, we've kind of been out of sync the last couple of weeks. Feel like stuff's happened whilst we've had our little temple break, but yeah, things are going all right. I suppose things are being entertaining. I suppose that's what matters to the audience as well.
Sorry.
And catching bugs and squashing
There you
them.
go. Literally, personal circumstance delayed last week. And before that, Connor was unavailable to me because he was fighting an intergalactic war with a man
Yes.
with robot limbs who turned out to be his father.
the-
Oh no, wait, that's Star Wars.
And I said, no way, I'd rather never have that. Never, ever.
Fuck that, Sky High. So Mike was kind enough to fill in because that was the day, like the day after the Doctor Who season 2 new trailer come out. There is a trailer I do want to react with you because I've not watched it fully. I don't know if you've watched it.
I don't know. I may or may not know what you're referring to.
Well, we've got to talk about a few things because I mean there's an eBay suggestion of Doctor Who series 1 to 4. You remember the original black box set they did, like the black DVD that had, like, it was basically the box and it had like the DVD slotted in on eBay. I don't want it. And
Yeah.
William Hartnell bobblehead with light up TARDIS. The fuck are my ads doing?
What?
Oh my god! Oh my goodness! Yes. So I mean, we got to talk about some important chairs because that happened. That was like the week that me and you meet up. No, that was later on that week. The chairs. It was silly me.
The infamous chairs. Yeah.
But first off, there was a certain trailer that was released, I think yesterday, last night, or this morning. I know that old good friend of the podcast and temporary co-host Michael Wilson posted, one day ago, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
Oh shit! Not Tron Ares. Damn.
No, Jared. I've got no time for at the minute. It's been listed on the official Paramount Pictures YouTube channel as Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning official trailer 2025 movie. Tom Cruise. So we'll use that.
Oh wow! What a mouthful.
I
may have seen this pop up, but I have not consumed eye content.
I'm going to put that subtitles on. Let me just. Right, hang on. Just get the volume right. All right. That sounds like it's not going to be loud, so let's share my screen.
Ooh.
Right. Can't wait to fucking edit around this copyright strike, just like the fucking WWE Elimination Chamber. I rewatched that. I actually watched that whole episode on Netflix. I think I'm in my WWE era.
You're in your WWE era. Have you not got 2K25 yet? Has anyone in the audience got WWE 2K25 available on all consoles, next gen and last gen included? And even on PC?
I've not got it yet. I'm debating it. When we get to the chairs, I did send you a funny spoof of the more Avengers Doomsday cast, and it goes like through the Netflix characters, and it's like Danny DeVito, Jared Leto, like loads of things. Yeah. I did send that to you on Messenger. Let's see the Tom Cruise final movie film ever.
Oh, the final ever one.
I like they're starting with what we already know: the planes. Kittredge, Paramount, Skydance, Airplane, Dragstrip. First one.
Mission Impossible 1.
Is that footage from the first one? Or that was Nick Offerman?
I'm adamant.
killed him.
Because I didn't know that his face looked a bit CGI, like they kind of recreated it. That was just last week. It's
That's
me,
the
Tom
last
Cruise.
film.
Just 2
Oh
months
my
ago.
god. That was just 2 months ago. Jesus, 2 months is a
I
long
didn't know
time.
Nick Offerman was in this.
It's still not clear why he's here.
He wasn't
Are
in
they
the
not
last one, so I think he's a new addition.
Are they not questioning why Tom Cruise's hair has grown this much in 2 months? Because he had
Very
short Tom
valid
Cruise
point.
hair.
Very
Looks
valid
like
point.
long-haired Ethan Hunt's back on the menu, boys.
Are close to panicking.
Is Ethan Hunt gonna die?
Oh, Hannah,
Right,
what
your
again?
answers in the comics, right? Yeah, write a comic
In the
book.
comics.
He's plugging into the AI. He's plugging into the fucking. Oh my god, he's a Cyberman.
Oh my god.
Oh, is this how we're gonna get our flashback?
This May, for the last time,
May,
you
your
will
team has
see
been
running
betrayed.
Haley Atwell.
Haley Atwell, who is 43,
All compromised
and
secrets.
a total baddie. Yeah, like stuff like these shots look a bit fucking CGI fake.
Yeah,
They're
one or
all the
two of
best
them do.
bits.
Yeah,
All the best bits from the series, Kittredge. Oh,
the montage.
you gave him an aircraft carrier. What a line! He's jumping in
They
the
gave
sea.
him all- Oh my lord! What the hell?
Oh my god, the plane thing. I like that they're really pushing that.
my
I feel like there's going to be a bigger stunt in there.
missiles!
If Ving Rhames dies, I'm going to declare
Green
war
Riot.
on Tom Cruise.
Yeah, we declared war. I agree.
Ving Rhames must live. Oh, it's going to end with the same clip.
I need you to
And we're not
trust
gonna see
me
who it
one
is.
last time.
And the camera
Because
pans
I'm
round.
not Ethan Hunt.
And it's Jeremy Renner. Not as his character, but just as the actor Jeremy Renner.
Just Jeremy Renner, yeah. The biggest stunt in cinema
Yep.
history.
There was, I don't know if you've watched it, the official Superman sneak peek. It's like a
It's like an
5-minute scene.
extended look. Again, not
Yes.
seen it, but I've
Have you
seen
watched it?
screenshots of it. I've seen screenshots.
So basically, you know the bit, right? So he lands in the trailer and then he calls Crypto. It's
Yeah,
that.
doggy,
So it's
doggy,
Crypto.
yeah.
Then I assume there's some cuts in between, like because it's been made to be one scene. Because I don't know if they would just play it like that in the movie. Basically, Crypto takes him back to the Fortress of Solitude, which looks fucking amazing. And
It does.
he gets carried in by the androids. It's like, we show no emotion, sir. You do not have to thank us. And then he look like this is like they're all numbered, like all the androids, because they're from a run of the comics or something. And one of them's like the new one, like, oh, she's new, and like she's like number 12 or something, and like he just nods at her, and she's like, he looks at me, and it's like a play on thing of like, oh, you don't need our thanks, but also like, you know, she fucking swoons when Superman looks at her, and they heal him because he's been beaten up by something. Which I think there's a clip like towards the end of the clip, like he comes back and then it sort of like plays the trailer bit again, like with the fucking John Williams score, and Lex says he's back, as if like he'd sort of had a confrontation and then come back. They heal him with the sun, which is because Superman gets his powers from the sun, so that's why everyone's like, oh my god. Zack Snyder would never do this. It was like, but you do know that the sun heals him, so like he can get beaten up as a superhero. Just the sun will heal him. So normally he heals faster than he gets hurt. Kind of
sounds of it.
Yeah, and people are saying that is the beaten up Superman at the beginning like a bloody metaphor for what Zack Snyder did to the franchise, and like the rest of it is James Gunn fixing him and taking him in. I was like, that's a bit too. It's a bit too meta. But
the question I got asked James Gunn, and obviously we'll find out in this universe, but does Superman bleed? Will he bleed?
Will he bleed? One thing I will bleed for is this. So, are you a Naked Gun fan, Connor?
I like my guns loaded. And I like my guns loaded.
I like. Have you seen Naked Gun films?
I've never seen Naked Gun. Any of them?
Naked Gun, fabulous spin-off from because originally it's Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad, and Leslie Nielsen is one of those amazing one of the actors with the best comedic timing I think ever. Look up clips of Leslie Nielsen films and just to see how good he is. He's amazing in Naked Gun films. He is also really good in Airplane. I like that. And he's also, I believe, in his latter stages of career, was the commander guy in Hot Shots, like the boss guy of the
Oh.
aircraft base.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So the Naked Gun produced by Seth MacFarlane. Because they don't really make films like that anymore, that kind of satire, comedic type thing anymore, because everything's like uber serious, and even comedies have to have some kind of weird contextual layer to them for some reason. This seems to be going back to that. It's not a reboot. It's been sort of confirmed about that it is like a like it's like another legacy sequel kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Liam Neeson, long portrayed action star since
Action star, action icon. He
Taken
takes
in
people and you find them and he will
2008.
kill them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and in his older age, is now being played off of that, as he is now playing the son of Leslie Nielsen's character. So
I
he is
see.
Frank
I see.
Drebin Jr.
Uh-huh.
And I like it seems from this trailer, because I wasn't really about it. I was like, oh, like it might be okay, but then I think a legacy sequel to this kind of comedy film is probably harder to do because they wouldn't exactly copy the style. It seems like they are kind of doing that. They do. There's a joke at the end that really got me into it. Like it's only a short, like 1 minute clip, so we'll watch it. But they seem
Cool.
to be leaning into, yes, Liam Neeson has had a history as an action star, but we're also going to play up the comedy like you would. So it's like a more violent. It's like Naked Gun, but there's actual fighting.
Nice. Sounds really cool. Go Marines!
And I think that's the bank from The Dark Knight.
I was going to say, not Daredevil Born Again, episode 5. Little girl.
What do you want, little one? Your
Uh,
ass.
Oh. Okay.
The same style of comedy.
What
It
the
seems
hell?
to be. A bit more violent as well.
Oh, a little bit. God damn.
Who are you?
Frank Drebin, Police Squad. The new
Uh-huh.
version.
Wow.
Hi, Daddy. It's me, Frank Jr. Love you. Hey, Dad.
Huh?
Boy, do I miss
OJ. Love it. So then
Okay.
basically, it turns out that most of the cast are just like descendants of the characters from the original Naked Gun films, and obviously, in one of his, I think in his first film role, Naked Gun 3, was OJ Simpson, and obviously the guys related to him, like they're all saying how much they miss him, and then I like that he's just like, Nope.
Yeah, not that one. Yeah,
not him. But yeah, fucking that. After that, I was like,
That was
yes,
cool.
I think I'm invested in this. I want to see it.
yeah, that was cool. I like that.
Tron Ares. I've seen a lot of the Final Destination Bloodlines trailer. That looks interesting. I didn't realize that series was still a thing.
Apparently a thing. Yeah.
A Nick Karate Kid Legends trailer. The
Happy
Happy Gilmore season
Gilmore
was a few
2.
weeks ago. Why Nights at Freddy's 2? I mean, yes, more, but yeah, those are the kind of ones that I was like, yep. And obviously, anyone who hasn't seen The Accountant,
advertised. Yeah,
Yes.
Ben Affleck in an action film. Woo! Yeah.
have
Last
you
of
seen
Us.
the new Thunderbolts trailer?
I have not seen Thunderbolts trailer. I do it exclusively for this channel. I'm on behalf of the audience.
Reliable hero.
That is true. We have no reliable heroes. The Avengers are fucked.
Witness. The invincible.
Oh,
Strong
Iron
and
Man.
the Avengers rolled
oh,
into
this is
one.
this is Marvel India. That's the first time I've actually seen the Sentry logo.
Soon to be known as
Huh.
Earth's mightiest hero.
So this is more of a look than the other. Yeah, this is a bit more of a look than the other one.
Oh, it's Sentry Man. The man that definitely is super. The Void.
Dangerous.
Well, they're full on saying that it's Sentry is the villain.
No one is coming to save the day.
Yeah.
We could be the people that are coming.
Uh-huh.
Wait, us?
Yeah, you. Why, you got someplace to be? I love that guy.
James
So do
Buchanan
I.
Barnes.
Bucky, you have the wrong people. We have all done bad things.
You can live with it forever.
We've all done bad things. We're going to have to be in an Avengers movie.
The hero. Saving people.
Until we're not? Question mark.
There's no higher calling.
Do you personally think they've spoiled that, like revealing the fact that only Olga Kurchenko's name is the only name missing, or do you think there is going to be a swerve with that?
But also, I don't know if Olga Kurylenko is actually portraying Taskmaster or whether it's just a body double, whether we'll see the mask off.
Hmm.
But also, apparently, the director has said like it will go in a completely different direction to what people are saying happens. So, by the sounds of it, everyone in the
Yeah.
Thunderbolts lives.
So the non-Suicide Squad, in other words, the non-Suicide Squad.
Yeah, the Suicide Squad, a la not really.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are some films that we are looking forward to. I mean, there's a showing on the BFI for Thunderbolts for the 18th of April. So that's a
Really? That's an
Mm.
early showing, right?
yes.
I mean, I bet tickets are gone. That's not going to be a thing.
Mm. Shall we? I literally only saw it today. Shall we talk about the
The chairs.
chairs? Stupid me, the chairs.
Yeah.
So Marvel promised an announcement even bigger than RDJ as Doctor Doom when they were going live 12 days. Fucking hell, 12 days ago. I mean,
Only
we've not
12
really
days
had
ago.
time to speak about this.
Was it a 5.5 hour live stream on that
Yes.
date?
So it
Something like that.
started off with the actors' chair, you know, because actors have these chairs with their names on it. They sit on like between takes and between like breaks in filming.
Fancy.
Kind of thing.
We're totally not
And
film
first
stars.
off, it started with Chris Hemsworth. So people were like, "Is it Thor 5?" I love that the
Right,
5-hour,
yeah.
5-hour live stream has been condensed into 1 minute and 47 seconds, which it could have just been. I will say about my problems with the fucking order of this thing kind of as we go, or maybe at the end because I'll kind of say what I would have done. But
Uh-huh. Yeah.
27 names were announced. I've talked about this with Mike, I believe. I think so. Yeah. Did I? I talked about it with someone. It must have been Mike because I've not seen you for like ages.
We messaged as it was happening. I mean, I was MIA, and yeah, I just remember sort of watching the stream on and off, and then getting excited over certain names that we will talk about shortly. But again, as it's been time, everyone knows who's in this movie for now. But
There is,
again,
yeah.
rest assured, this is not the final list. There will be names for sure. to
There's
come.
always room for more, was the quote by Marvel, and apparently they're saving some of them. So I don't know why they kind of released the ones they did. I think Chris Hemsworth would have been a good surprise one, really, because it would have been like, oh, he's still doing this. That's nice.
Yeah.
I would have
The
started.
only
also-
original one.
yeah,
yeah,
I would have
sorry.
started with RDJ if it was me.
It made sense. Yeah, exactly. Get him out the way.
The one person we knew was definitely in the movie.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom. So Avengers Doomsday now in production. So we got there was minutes between like chairs being brought out and the odd musical sting that some of it would be related to what they were. Like there was the Avengers theme for Anthony Mackie. No spoiler. There were certain character ones that I think were good. Like hearing the Black Panther theme, I was like, oh fuck yeah, we're going back to Wakanda. And then I was like, oh, it would have been really nice to have Chadwick Boseman in this. But alas,
Loki
the
had
fucking
his
universe
thing,
took him from us.
Loki had his
Did Loki's was it Loki's theme from the TV show?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
It's a bit sad for a certain Fox franchise that they thought the movie music from the early 2000s wasn't memorable enough, so they had to use the 90s cartoon. But I digress.
Iconic music.
So Chris Hemsworth, Vanessa Kirby, and because there was such a big gap between the names, like it was like, all right, cool. All right, and then what's the next one going to be? And then I feel like they could have done the obvious ones. So for me, you know, Doctor Doom is a Fantastic Four villain. It should have been for me Doctor Doom first, as in RDJ.
Pedro second.
The Fantastic Four. So like
All in one
Pedro, Vanessa, Joe, Eben, like
Mhm.
that. And then you would have had your new Avengers. So like your the new team, because obviously we don't actually know who
they
the
are
Avengers
yet.
are, but we're assuming that Cap will be the leader, kind of. So it would be them. Then it would be your returning ones, because I think there's only I did put a post up on Blue Sky on the channel one. I'll load up because I'm going to read out at the end of it, and then I would have had your new Avengers, basically your new core team, or any new characters being introduced, your old returning Avengers, like that have previously done it, and then your surprises. That because I think
Yeah.
that would have been
Yeah.
much more powerful to end on. I think a certain professor would have been the perfect person to walk in at the end and be the surprise of like, oh fuck. But
No,
yeah,
the professor and his gorgeous brother / cousin / lover.
lovers in the dangerous space.
I don't know where I'm going with that.
Shall I just press play on it? Vanessa Kirby, Anthony Mackie as
Sure.
Falcon. Not Falcon, Captain America. Sorry, Ant. Sorry, Ant.
Captain
Sebastian
Falcon.
Stan. Well, yeah, because then like these two would have been. So it would have been like, yeah,
Well,
you're returning Avengers. That's what it could have been. Like you're returning Avengers. So like Cap, Bucky, Black Panther, Ant-Man, all that, etc. And then you would have had like your Shang-Chi's, your Letitia
yeah.
Wright.
I mean, I'm
Rod.
gassed about Shang-Chi, honestly. I'm happy that he's in it.
Well, yeah, because it'll be what by the time this comes out, it would have been 5 years since Shang-Chi: Legend of the Ten Rings. Wyatt Russell, yeah, you
Disgusting
could have had your new because the Thunderbolts are basically your manufactured Avengers, so it would make sense that they would have been sent in first, like
Yeah,
and then the
yeah.
actual and then
Expendables.
your backups come in, like they accept the help of Cap and actually then earn their place as, and then come full circle, didn't they? They would come full circle as, oh no, we are heroes of like a decent cause. Tenoch Herta Medjia. If I've said his last name wrong, I'm sorry, because he's added that, isn't he? Because it was just Tenoch Herta.
Namor, the
have-
Submariner.
Namor, because I am without love.
Namor. Yeah.
One, to have him in a story with Sue Storm, because of the
big
previous
fucking
romance
deal.
and things there that's happened.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have him there because he felt like a character that we would obviously love to see back, because Namor he's one of the first Marvel characters ever that was created.
Of course.
And
Yeah.
I'm glad to see Tenoch back. I'm happy to see like the fact that Letitia's there. That would have been good. It seems as well like they didn't group together certain people. Like he should have been after Letitia Wright, surely, because they were like in the same
Yeah,
film.
yeah.
They should have linked. I feel like they should have linked to more, especially when we get onto the Fox stuff. Tenoch, Eben, that's the thing as well, that they fucking spaced out the Fantastic Four,
Fantastic Four.
like in a weird way.
Why?
And then
Why?
Pedro was second to last. Unless they're going in from reverse order, so Chris is barely in it, but it seemed like the biggest name would have been first. Because Chris was better because it was like, is he coming back because of how poorly received Love and Thunder was? I know he's keen to. There's talk
Who's
of
going to babysit his space daughter? Who's going to babysit his daughter?
Yeah, but apparently
end
his
up
daughter, India Hemsworth, won't be returning at any point soon. So that's a shame.
Wow.
So that's a
Yeah,
kind of wasted
shame.
branch.
Shame.
But yeah, they spaced him. Like Joseph Quinn is like really spaced out as well. Simu Lao, yes.
Woo!
I watched Shang-Chi again the
First
other
big
night. Love it.
reaction. Fuck yeah.
Florence Pugh, yeah, like even that. So
Yeah.
all the Thunderbolts should have been together because they're like the new
Yeah.
Avengers. So why is
Woo-hoo!
Kelsey Grammer was a nice surprise, because then it also means that maybe the Marvel's post-credit scene will mean
Mattered.
something. So what
Yeah.
we're going to do is pay off one of the post-credits from the last 4.5 years. Why was he not with the other X-Men?
Yeah, that. Why wasn't he with the other X-Men? But
It's for-
also, just
for
again,
you.
grouping people together.
Mm.
Sorry, grouping people together that weren't obviously in this list. So this is an open discussion. No Teyona Paris or Lashana Lynch, just because again, paying attention to that post-credit
Yeah.
scene. They're two big question marks.
I do have a list, and I believe that I did probably go through it with Mike, but again, I will go through it with you, because we've not officially spoken about any of this really. But yeah, Kelsey Grammer on his own, no one else from the Marvels or X-Men near him, which was a bit fucking weird. Lewis Pullman, so as far as we know, everyone apart from Olga Koryolenko from Thunderbolts is in this, so we're assuming they all survive. Unless they're to be... I'm glad Danny Ramirez is in it as Falcon. I've enjoyed him. Like, why is Joseph Quinn down here? Why are they not all together? Because surely it's the Fantastic Four. He's Doom from their universe. So surely they would be fighting him and then like the universe, and then you'd be like, oh, there's other superheroes here. They could help us, kind of thing. Because this guy's dangerous. Maybe that's how they would get roped in. But Winston Duke, my fucking boy, Moran Baku. Yes, fucking please. Yeah. I'm so glad. It's a bit annoying that so far we've not had any word of Denai Guerrera or Lupita Nyong'o. Hopefully. And a John Kamen, again, Ghost. Now, Tom Hiddleston. Further up the list. So is he more of a starring role? Also, where's Owen Wilson?
He's going to be more than the cosmic tree. He's going to be the tree. Yeah, yes. No, wow. Yeah, wow. No, Owen Wilson.
Like, I can't move because maybe Doom attacked Loki because Loki is the guardian of the sacred timeline now, essentially.
Of everything, yeah.
But also, I'm thinking because there has been talk of that Jonathan Majors Kang will appear in some way, whether it be through body double or unused footage, or maybe they'll actually get him back to kind of sow the seed of how to have Doom basically overthrow or kill Kang, kind of thing. To sort of cut off that story, even though they should have just I'll go into why I'm not really excited as much as I should be, but mainly down to the fact of we've not seen this villain. But anyway, I'm glad that we will get at least one more Tom Hiddleston, Chris Hemsworth scene, hopefully.
Nice. I've been waiting for that shit for a long time.
So now we're in the X-Men section.
Magneto!
Why was Kelsey Grammer not in the X-Men section? Because had it gone like through the X-Men, like this list of X-Men backwards and ended with Kelsey Grammer, Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart, I'd have been like, fuck yeah, let's go. It's 2000s X-Men, fuck Fox, blah, blah, blah. Some glaring omissions, even just from the Fox universe, but we will get to them. I'm glad we've got a Magneto. I really wish it. Had it gone Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, I think I would have wet my pants.
Then I would have been excited. Yeah, we would have. Yeah,
because it would have been nice to because as much as it's lovely because Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart, without them, I don't think these characters would be as loved by the mainstream film going audience as they are, because they are two fantastic actors that have done so well.
Yeah.
I would kill to see Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy one last time, even though that timeline is bollocks.
Yeah, I agree.
And those films, on the most part, apart from First Class, are shit. I fucking love Michael Fassbender as Magneto, man. I don't think
he's a gorgeous man.
We can say a lot of things about Marvel films and like that in general, but Magneto and Professor X, I think, have been cast perfectly both times. Even though in Dark Phoenix, they gave Charles fuck all to do and then walked him up the stairs like a puppet. But fabulous, fabulous man. Alan fucking Cumming. And it took me more than a couple of seconds to realise that, oh yeah, he was fucking Nightcrawler. Because I was kind of like, why are they casting Alan Cumming from Doctor Who? Why is he in this? And I was like, we've not seen Nightcrawler since 2004.
I remember opening the phone to when you messaged me Alan Cumming, and my mind blanked. I totally went into a void and was like, when the fuck was Alan Cumming in a Marvel movie? So yeah, I totally blanked, put two and two together and went, what the fuck? They've put Nightcrawler ahead of potentially Deadpool, Wolverine. If they're going to do more X-Men, obviously going at the time, live reaction, I was baffed by Alan Cumming. I'm still baffed by Alan fucking Nightcrawler Cumming from 2003. But the fact that he's here is I can't put into words. I love that blue bastard, and it's not the only blue bastard we'll see. So yeah,
And for a generation, Nightcrawler is Cody Schmidt McPhee, and he plays, and it's like
not
we
the
forget
same.
that Alan Cumming was in one of the best comic book movies of all time.
Yeah, yeah.
Rebecca Romaine, yes, a woman, and that's on the agenda for what I'm going to fucking talk about. It's a woman. Well done. James Marsden is going to complete the road trip with a CGI animal trilogy if Bradley Cooper is somehow in this movie as Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah.
Because he's done the Easter Bunny, he's done Sonic. We need James Marsden, justice for Cyclops. Please wash that Ty Sheridan shit out of my mouth. Please. Nothing against Ty Sheridan as an actor. I know a lot of people find him a bit boring in Ready Player One. But I just think they have never written Cyclops well. He is the Captain America of the X-Men. He is truth,
He was
justice,
the
and the
only
American way,
protagonist. Yes,
but
he
in,
is the protagonist.
in protection of his species and his friends. He is the Boy Scout. He's not some Logan, stay away from my girl kind of bitch. Channing Tatum, who
about
is
to make a name
teased of,
for
I've just
himself
got a
up in
chair to
here.
sit and watch the movie.
Yeah, he's about to make a name for himself up in
Um,
here.
Yeah, I like that. But because they went into that music from Deadpool and Wolverine, I was like, "Fuck, are they gonna be bold enough to put a chair down for Wesley fucking Snipes?"
I know.
Like,
That would have been
but
cool.
then the thing is, that the deleted scene from Deadpool and Wolverine was that he managed to escape, but
Gambit
the
as
others
well.
got killed off.
Yeah, bit
No,
biased.
no Daphne Keane, no Jennifer Garner, no Wesley Snipes, no that baby boy Johnny Storm up in here. That would have been.
Yeah.
I'm surprised there wasn't 8 7s of some kind. I'm glad because I don't want Captain Hydra. It's enough to have RDJ back, and that's a problem in itself because Doom should have been a new act.
Instead, we're going to get Iron Doom. We're going to get Tony Von Doom.
$3 billion again. Pedro Pascal, and then the man himself. The one man we knew was definitely in the movie.
Who told us to
Bit of a
shush?
fucking piss
How
take.
rude! How dare you? Tell me to be
I
quiet.
didn't realize he was Doom because, like, when we was waiting for the last one, and I was like, someone's walking in because there was like such a gap because obviously it was like 15 minutes. So I was trying to do it as it come up to send it to you, but there's gaps where like I missed a few, so I was sending like 3 at a time, so 5. I think I've sent the first 5, and I tried like one at a time, and then would miss a few, so I would send them all. But then I saw someone walk in, and she's like, "It's gonna be Robert." I was like, "If it ends on Robert Downey Jr., it is the biggest fuck you to the fans." I know 10 million people watch the stream, but like, as a big fuck you of like you're waiting 5 hours, and then they end on the one guy who you definitely knew was in it. Bit of a fucking piss take. But say la vie. So my order would have been, Connor, if you're interested, RDJ, Pedro, Vanessa, Joe, Eben, but like the other 3 are interchangeable because it should be Reed and Victor at the top.
Do better. Do one chair for the Fantastic Four. Just do the Fantastic Four logo.
Why were they so spaced out? Because it was like, oh, then who's next? Oh, Pedro Pascal, obviously, because you've done the other 3 members of the Fantastic Four. Why have you not done him? That was a bit pissy. But then if you're going to do it in order of like who has the biggest role, then do it so that then those 4 are last, kind of thing. If you're going to do it, but don't fucking weird spacing out shit. But I would have done it. So person we know is definitely in the movie. Fantastic Four because he's their villain. I would have done the Returning Avengers. So do you want the post I put out? So out of Avengers Doomsday, we have 6 previous Avengers. If you're counting everyone that was involved up to and including Infinity War and Endgame, so you've got Thor, Ant-Man, Anthony Mackie because he was Falcon, but he still fought in the Avengers. Same with Sebastian Stan, M'Baku, and technically Loki. So that's the 6. The one original Avenger being Chris Hemsworth as Thor. The Fantastic Four, all of the Thunderbolts except one. 3 new Avengers, which Letitia Wright. I didn't count I don't think I counted Loki. So Letitia Wright would
Right.
have been in previous fighting Avengers. All the Thunderbolts except one, which at the moment is Taskmaster. 3 new Avengers in Shang-Chi, Namor, and who else? Who else can? Oh, Danny Ramirez as Falcon. 7 X-Men and Robert Downey Jr. 5 out of the 27 names that announced were women. Painfully obvious, glaring omissions. Yes, it is part 1 of a 2-part story, technically, but there has to be more, right? Which was obviously the Downey Jr. thing he wrote. Like, that's got to be it, right? And it's like there's always room for more. Also, Disney Plus proved to not matter unless it's Loki, which is true. So the whole thing of you've got to watch Miss Marvel before the Marvels and all that kind of stuff, pointless. Because I was messaging Mike in his Discord chat and like separately. I think it was just me and him talking, and I was like, I would kill like as much as like take the piss. Had they gone like Charlie Cox, Oscar Isaac, I would have been like, oh fuck, this is kind of they're trying to pull in a bit of everything. So you've got like a streetwise hero who's going to be out of his depth. You've got this weird fucking schizophrenic moon god that's basically Batman. Like, had they got Oscar Isaac in it, like it would have been like that's a surprising one.
Yeah,
but it kind of was like it was for something that was teased as bigger than RDJ as Doctor Doom. There wasn't, apart from the X-Men being in it, there wasn't many surprises. We've had confirmation since Kevin Feige that and from other sources that there will be more announced, but they're keeping it close to their chest because not everyone has been locked in for who they want. So Kevin Feige said Doomsday will focus on the Avengers, the Wakandans, Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, and original X-Men fighting this version of Doctor Doom, which is fine because we've had CinemaCon the last couple of weeks. And they have revealed many, but not all of the cast. I think there will and should be more. Do you want me to do the list of people that aren't in it?
Why not? Yeah.
Where it's a long old fucking list. Right. So this was posted by major MCU stars not currently included in the Avengers Doomsday cast. The first 2 we can kind of ignore because I'm not bothered whether they're in them or not. Chris Evans that well. Not fussed. I hope
he will in some shape or form. I think he will be in it in some regard, whether we want it or not.
I don't want him to be because then it just becomes a thing of the Dark Avengers fighting the real Avengers. So then the Avengers' greatest enemy again is themselves. Mark Ruffalo's Hulk.
Yeah, well, is he with Miss Walter and his space son? Is he with Skaar?
Yeah, have they gone like Tatiana Maslany as well? That would have been a good, because there was a rumor that she was going to have like sort of quite an important role. Denai Guerrero was mentioned as Okoye. There is not a single previous or otherwise Guardian of the Galaxy.
No, but yet the legendary Star-Lord will return. That's the thing. Chris Pratt, where are you at?
That's the one that I think was most surprising because Chris Pratt is on Earth. Star-Lord is on Earth. So that would have been like nice to have him. Maybe he'll be announced later on and they're working on that. I'm kind of, because Mike said maybe they're going to kind of keep the Guardians separate for a little bit so that, that team's off doing their own thing until they want to eventually have a new director come back and do the Guardians again. So the greatest shame for me for that is probably Bradley Cooper as Rocket Raccoon. Other than that, I'm fine with them going off and just building some rapport. I'm surprised that Will Poulter has sort of been sidelined as well for now.
No, he's investigating unicorn murders. I understand that. That's more cosmic than the multiverse exploding. He's solving fucking unicorns, man. Let the guy have some space.
Charlie Cox as Daredevil. Considering that Daredevil has kind of had a little bit of what seems to be a link to the wider Marvel universe in the last few episodes. A lot of mentions of Latvia, which isn't Latveria, but like a lot of people are like, is this going to link to Doom kind of thing? And it seems to be that there's more of an outside, Marvel world in it. because
I'm
like
with you.
and we could, and you know, the thing about Infinity War was like, are we going to have like the Defenders in it being like they're doing the stuff just on the streets while the other Avengers are off in space, kind of thing? Like, would you have something on that scale? I would love Charlie Cox to just be in one of these movies because he's been in the
He
Spider-Man
deserves
movie.
it. He's been
but
pushing for it. He needs it.
Vincent D'Onofrio has talked about how Kingpin can't be used in the movies either at all or at the moment because of something. But if they don't have a Spider-Man
Right.
movie where it's Vincent D'Onofrio and Tom Holland, then I feel like as a nation and a planet we have lost.
As a nation. Yeah.
One of my favorite characters in the whole MCU because it's Wong's world and we're living in it. Benedict Wong, not
True.
in it
Big
at the
question mark.
moment.
Yeah. Big
Iman
question mark.
like you were saying, Iman Vellani is Miss Marvel. Tiana Paris is Monica Rambeau. Lashana Lynch as what's the character's name that she
Binary, like in that
Binary.
other universe, Binary. Yeah.
Yep. And pisses me off because when there's the whole thing of like who's going to lead the Avengers next, like your Earth-based leaders would and should be characters that I'm going to mention later on. But your space sort of intergalactic leader of the Avengers should be Brie Larson as Captain fucking Marvel. It seems
Captain
like
OP Marvel. Yeah.
Are
She's
they
a big
doubling
mission.
Are they doubling down on like, oh well, the stuff that didn't do well, we're kind of not really touching that, which is shit because what like the last Thor film was shit, but you know Chris Hemsworth's bankable, so you're still going to have him. Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye. The third and final original Avenger that's still alive at the moment. Jeremy Renner obviously had the accident and stuff. I don't know how much he would be involved, even if he was in the film anyway, because it would be a lot to kind of, you know, if you could build him up to that and maybe
he could be. I know we've sort of slight sidetrack with post-credit scenes that haven't been resolved and stuff, but going back to Shang-Chi, who we know is definitely in Avengers Doomsday, the whole beacon, the ring cancel in that post-credit scene, you know, have Jeremy Renner be a hologram. Don't let him be on the field if need be because of physical reasons, but then he
maybe
could be
the Nick Fury of
the guy in the chair. Even Mr. Jackson, not part of the cast, is a bit of a question mark. That's another one. That's odd. Feels weird.
I hope and would think that most, if not all of these, would be in some capacity in Secret Wars, even if it was just to get killed off from various universes. Because like that is what Secret War. There is just so much shit going on and more because there will be probably. No Spider-Man. I think that's the fucking massive glaring omission is to not have
boy bands
Tom Holland.
Up, They're on a world tour. They're in the Sony world tour.
But because I know he's filming Odyssey at the moment, and he's then needs to be filming Spider-Man Brand New Day, which got announced just before April Fool's Day, so a lot of people didn't really buy it. But it's filming Brand New Day whilst having to do Doomsday and Secret Wars. So the rumor at the time was like for a lot of mainly Doomsday, because he's doing Odyssey now and then goes into Brand New Day, that there would be a lot of a body double and Spider-Man would just be in the mask for a lot of Doomsday. So it would just be him required to do the voice and then the odd like pickups of him outside of the mask.
Or be ballsy and have Peter Parker not speak at all. You could just have him not speak.
Maybe. Well, you've already got a Mandalorian type figure in Pedro Pascal. Maybe you could give him some pointers.
You do, yeah.
But no Spider-Man at all is a big one for me. I'm surprised that one of the biggest stars of the MCU at the minute is not in it at this moment in time. Oscar Isaac, Moon Knight, that was a pipe dream. I'm not surprised, but that would have been a great. Oh, this is going in a different direction than the obvious. Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie. I'd like her back in some capacity. Evangeline Lilly as the Wasp. Obviously saying her stuff before and getting sort of semi-cancelled and then apologizing and then like stepping away from acting for now and maybe she'll come back. So I'm not surprised that she's not in it at this moment.
No.
Paul Bettany as White Vision because we know that show's coming. So would Vision have an integral link to the plot? But it would be nice to see sort of all those characters together again. Tatiana Maslany as She-Hulk, I would really like to see her sort of play out a bit more, especially with the fourth wall breaking, because there's a
I
couple
could
people-
imagine her and Deadpool had need to have a scene together.
exactly
A fourth wall breaker.
that's not on this list, but I will give him a mention as well. Don Cheadle was War Machine. Where the fuck is Armor Wars, Don?
Yeah.
Please wheel out
yeah.
Don Cheadle because I miss him. Olga Kurylenko as Taskmaster, even though it's been rumored that Taskmaster will not die in Thunderbolts. So don't bother going to see the Thunderbolts because, by all accounts, everything goes fine in the end and they all somehow live. Dominic Thorne as Riri Williams / Ironheart. I mean, her show has been.
She's going to have a TV show soon anyway, so yeah.
Well, yeah, TV show's like 4 years behind when it should have been out, and we saw her
Yeah.
like 3 years ago. It's
Yeah.
like that whole scheduling thing is just mental because we've got more characters than projects we can fucking put them in at the moment. Like you said, Samuel L. Jackson is Nick Fury. Have him. I still feel like had they done Secret Invasion right, kill him off. Have that be the end of the Nick Fury character. Have someone like Hawkeye, an OG Avenger, be that sort of that cameo
in the
central
chair.
guy. Like you have
Yeah.
Jeremy Renner be the big surprise of, oh fuck, Hawkeye's here and he's recruiting everyone to get together to save the world, kind of thing. Haley Steinfeld as other Hawkeye. The Young Avengers, semi-recruiting. Where are they? No, what's her face as Ant-Man Jr. What's her name?
Fuck, what is her name? Catherine Newton as Cassie.
Catherine Newton as Cassie Lang. Not like nothing with her. For some reason, they've included Dakota Johnson as Madam Web, but I'm pretty sure that that universe would not be alluded to in any way.
Yeah, I really hope not.
Xochitl Gomez as America Chavez. Yeah, again, would be nice to see. What would she be on the Young Avengers squad with Miss Marvel? Elizabeth Olsen, Scarlet Witch, who is integral to the creation of Battleworld, if the comic serves accurate. And
If
Mike's
both Secret Wars,
Mike's argument has been that Scarlet Witch is dead and people just need to get over that. But the Flash as the things coming down on her was definitely a thing of that's how we can get out of the fact of she's still being alive at some point and we bring her back. That was definitely that was a Russell T Davies, the Master's ring falling off in the fire. We'll pick that up later at some point, but Olsen is going into filming something else and has apparently said she is not involved in Doomsday or Secret Wars, which would be a great shame because I think Scarlet Witch is one of the 3 most powerful fucking characters in this universe.
MCU. Yeah.
And to see her play off a potential father figure in Ian McKellen would be fucking amazing.
Would be amazing. Yeah.
And for me, the most powerful and probably should be at least one of the leaders of the Earthbound Avengers, Benedict Cumbersnatch as Doctor Strange.
Well, he's in the dark dimension with his wife, Charlize Theron, with his third eye, right? Assumedly.
Yes, but also like the fact that apparently he said he's in Secret Wars, but there's nothing for Doomsday.
Not in it.
Whether that's a play of like a lie thing, because I think your main Avengers should be Cap, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, which fucking Chadwick Boseman would have been amazing having T'Challa like being one of the Earthbound leaders of the Avengers, like to bring a different thing. Letitia Wright will have to do. I really hope she doesn't then use her platform again to fucking say that the vaccines are work of the devil again and shit like that, because Ryan Coogler's been through enough trying to rewrite fucking Black Panther characters. Another, I think, like you said, Deadpool, glaring omission. If you're getting most of the Fox X-Men, like you're missing an opportunity to have the fourth wall break off. That's like 16 walls between She-Hulk and Deadpool. Especially if you've got Stuart McKellen, James Marsden, and co. Hugh Jackman is a big miss. I always am assuming that he will definitely at least has to be to not have him, Toby, and possibly Wesley Snipes in Blade as like the films that kind of kickstarted Marvel back into the public domain and gave us what would eventually birth the MCU, like the popularity of Marvel comic movies
of itself. Yeah,
like
it's a crime
not,
of itself.
Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, the First Class Universe X-Men, Nicholas Hoult Beast just gets exploded, or like Miles Teller, Mr. Fantastic gets like shredded.
Stretched to death like Krasinski.
Like have all
Yeah.
that. Or do loads of other ones. Have like a Nathan Fillion or like other people.
Yeah.
Like have loads of them in there. Hugh Jackman, yeah, big miss. Who else? I mean, you could say the rest of the Defenders, but the rest of the Defenders.
Who the fuck are you? That'll be everyone's reaction. But who the fuck are they? Nah, I mean, Daredevil, Moon Knight were the unrealistic ones, but they would have been sick. Again, I'm just more than thrilled that Shang-Chi's back. Again, Alan Cumming was probably the most shocking for me personally of all of the announcements that we've had. I still think what we've got is pretty damn interesting. I like the possibilities and the combinations of what could go down. It's just crazy though to think that we've got Thunderbolts, X-Men, and the Fantastic Four all in one project. Despite it not being constructed in the perfect way, I have enough faith in the Marvel system to know that they've got something cooking, even though if it ain't as tasty as it once was with the Infinity Saga. But alas, this is only part one, Doomsday being out next year, and then Secret Wars currently being tracked for 2027. Even if it even is going to be a two-part experience, because what if Doomsday actually ends with Doom dying and he's not in Secret Wars, and Secret Wars is all one big lie, and it's Kang all along. Yeah. Either way, time will tell. In like about 50 or 60 episodes by now. And speaking of 60 episodes, George will be back in 60 episodes time with a lovely cameo by BT Internet. Let's everyone look at Steve. See, it's not just Steve's show; it is the Steve and Daredevil show.
Yeah,
All
Anna
right in the
Paquin. I was saying.
Yes.
Where did you last hear me? What did I last say?
You know what? I honestly can't recall. I then went off about everyone so far, and I'm happy that various people are back. I mean, you'll find out in the edit, but Halle Berry, that's another glaring omission. Halle Berry, Storm, where is she? Oh my God, we're in the multiverse
again.
Yeah, we're in the multiverse.
Oh, we'll have to kind of wrap this up because I think the internet's absolutely fucked, mate. Yeah, so I think there's some obvious glaring omissions. Who do you think will definitely sort of be announced as like the rest of the cast? Is there any sort of like 5 people that you're like they should definitely be in it?
Halle Berry, Storm. I feel like she's just in the gut of guts. Again, like the idealist in me would love Fassbender and McAvoy. So that's again 3 more X-Men. Anyone not X-Men related? Like actually, I can't honestly. I can't settle on the last 2 for now. That's really going to bug me. But yeah, 2 unexpected names. I'll leave it at that.
What would be your random? Oh, that'd be a nice surprise name.
I mean, fucking Daredevil would be a real nice surprise. It won't happen, but yeah, Daredevil will be a what the fuck kind of surprise.
Yeah, like I didn't expect to see him. That would be me for like Moon Knight.
Moon Knight is out of this world, like cosmic, maybe badass motherfucker that could, in the perfect world, be in Secret Wars. But no one will have the time to react to him because of what's going on.
And plus, you could sort of do some more fourth wall breaks.
You really could, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, like I was saying when you've disconnected though, this is only we assume a part 1 and part 2 package similar to Infinity War and Endgame. What we've got, I'm still very much interested in, just to see the fact that we've got the X-Men, Avengers in some shape or form, the Fantastic Four, and Thunderbolts all in one project. Again, whether constructed right or this was the plan all along, which I kind of doubt. They've got enough spice to it where we are interested in it enough. Or at least I am. Although, again, we will forever play it in our heads to make it like the best perfect experience that it should have been.
Well, yeah,
in the
that's the
build-up.
thing we've said before, haven't we? That the kind of sort of like directionless stuff post Endgame, it's not like they went, all right, and now we're going to immediately build to another story. They kind of laid back, had a break. You had your various start of Phase 4 stuff, be the TV shows and films that obviously we had a lot of backup because of fucking COVID. Like you started off the new saga with a prequel that would have belonged in the previous saga. You built towards a villain that now is no longer being even considered, when all you could have done was just recast him, because Kang is such a complex and interesting villain. To have him be a future descendant or / relative in some way to your hero in Reed Richards would be absolutely like phenomenal. For them to chuck it all away, and you're going to basically be like, oh, and he's going to get, we kind of wrap that up in Loki, and we're going to kill him off for a villain that you've not actually seen. When, like, that's the thing as well. We're just going to, the first time we're going to see Doom, presumably, will be in July in Fantastic Four First Steps. And if not, would be at the beginning of Doomsday. Like, at least with Thanos, little and often, like, dotted about at the end of films. Like, literally, he was at the end of 2 Avengers films and then in Guardians before sort of taking more of a charge, and, like, he was seen and mentioned a lot. But it's like, oh, now we're angling towards Doom and we're going to do it like this. And the thing is, just reeks of, we're trying to correct course, because I know there's been a few projects that, I don't think the projects that haven't done well have necessarily been bad. Like, I will forever beat the drum that Eternals is a good movie, and I think it's beautifully directed. And I think was it in a saga that was sort of more readily planned and building slowly towards the multiverse stuff, because we didn't even know that until mid to end of Phase 4, start of Phase 5. I was like, oh, this is what we're building to, and this is where, we're going to have Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. Bye.
Yeah.
But, we've got a Spider-Man. We've finally had the other thing in Phase 6, the Spider-Man film. So, and there's still untitled films that are sort of in and around there. Like, you haven't got long really until Avengers Doomsday. Like, you've got Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Avengers, and then Spider-Man Brand New Day, and then Secret Wars. And there's not enough time to sort of build up what's going on with that. Like, where we've left Peter, it's obviously like, I know that that is a side effect of the MCU as a whole, is the fact of, like, we had to wait 6 years for a Doctor Strange sequel, and it wasn't really a Doctor Strange sequel because it done a lot of multiverse stuff. At this moment in time, we are currently 4 years nearly since a Shang-Chi film, with no sign of what's Shang-Chi been up to since. I know that, like, earlier on, when there was less project to either side of a Hulk movie, and then you had an Iron Man 3.
Yeah. Shang-Chi is coming back. That's the big thing. I'm fucking... things feel right with me. Doctor Strange 3 ideally would be a gap untitled movie that we haven't have heard about yet. And we can at least find out from a cosmic perspective, like, what... Oh, well, maybe maybe George is trapped with Doctor Strange inside a dark dimension. Maybe he can drag Benedict out. Maybe George will end up... Next time you see George, maybe he'll end up having a third eye. But in that regard, Avengers Doomsday is happening. I'm excited for whatever's going to come. Obviously, things will be sprinkled about in a future time, and obviously we'll be here live, ideally in person, maybe not over the web, maybe not in the nether realm like me, and talk about it with you guys on camera in the flesh. Brothers reunited with no lag. But yeah, if you guys have enjoyed this episode of any regard, please click the like button and share this content around. Maybe you can, send this video to a friend or two and get this community growing. Maybe kickstart a Patreon account on our behalf to maybe fix George's internet. That'll be the first goal incentive. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry to admit as well, but Daredevil Born Again, the best thing on television, is ending next Wednesday morning by the time this comes out. Even though, next week we'll have to end Daredevil. That will make me very sad.
Yes,
Hello.
we'll do a big roundup on that.
Yeah,
but yeah,
There's
I'm
just
interested.
something-
Like, we're a
something
couple of
going.
weeks late, but I'm interested, like, in your thoughts on it. Like, it's been nice to actually talk about that together, and
Yeah.
I'm sure people will be like, "Why are you talking about it now?" Well, we haven't seen each other really.
Oh, we're talking about it now. Yeah.
But yes, we'll wrap up Daredevil. Doctor Who starts this coming Saturday, so our next episode will actually be the first
My
review,
goodness.
which will
This
kind of,
Saturday, Jesus.
I know that in terms of your timing, like Mondays isn't great, but the guests' times is Monday, so it will kind of be a thing of me and you can record together on the Tuesday. I can record with the guests on the Monday, and then kind of
Yeah.
just mash them together.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yes, Doctor Who, Daredevil's ending, Mission Impossible is coming. They are doing a BFI screening of Fallout because they did a vote for what Mission Impossible movie you want back in the cinema before Dead Reckoning, Final Reckoning, Part 16 of 1. So yeah, it feels like movie season's really gearing up, and we didn't even get to properly talk about Minecraft. But I feel like
No,
if we go on any longer, the
no.
internet just sucked me in, and then I will die in Jumanji.
Shall I just end? I mean, I've literally scrolled something where it's not confirmed, it's not official, but then a certain person has kind of commented on plans for a certain film franchise, or he
Go on then.
confirms he's in talks.
Go for
Who would you like to do? Putting out there for the audience as well as to you, George. Who would you choose right now to direct a James Bond film?
Oh, if I could have any director. I mean, I'd like Kerry Fukunaga to do another one because I think No Time to Die looked great. Martin Campbell is still alive, so can he reboot a third James Bond?
Yeah.
Excuse me. I mean, the obvious one that a lot of people say because he's British as well, and apparently he would, love to have an opportunity to do like something like that, would be Christopher Nolan, my arch nemesis.
Yes, your arch nemesis. Yes, well said. Well said.
Is Chris Nolan the one being touted for? Because we didn't even talk about the new Bond
No.
producers, so we'll have to do a big
No,
sort
we
of
haven't.
thing on that in the next
Bond.
couple of weeks.
Yeah. But no, it's not a British director.
Who?
He's directed one of our favourite films. You could say the best installment of another beloved franchise, but cursed for you as well. Without spoiling what it is.
That could be anything. I hate everything.
Let's say he directed Dementors.
Alfonso Cuarón.
He's confirmed that he's in talks to direct the next James Bond film at the minute, and discussions
I like
are
an
ongoing.
Alfonso Cuarón film.
That is
Jesus.
very out the box, but yeah,
I mean, that is
he's in
David
discussion.
Heyman being a bit lazy and going, "Who do I know that's a good director? Who did I work with on Harry Potter that's not David Yates?" And there wasn't many people that weren't David Yates because David Yates did most of the films. Not that they're not good;
Yeah.
they're just he became sort of the vanilla-like director of the. I feel like his directed films aren't the prettiest. Alfonso Cuarón completely, followed on from Chris Columbus doing the first two, and then completely reinvented like the contextualized like world of Harry Potter, and it was then Mike Newell and David Yates like building on from that and trying to copy it / continue it. And I don't think the Harry Potter film franchise has been stronger than it was in Prisoner of Azkaban. Alfonso Cuarón, James Bond. I mean, it's a shame that Javier Bardem's already been used because he would have been a fucking someone that Alfonso Cuarón would have used.
Oh, for
Pedro
sure.
Pascal maybe as a villain. who's like someone like vaguely, almost European and sexy enough to be a villain? Rami Malek, he'd be a
Yeah.
great villain. He's never been a James Bond villain, right?
no,
He was
that's
barely in that.
definitely not happened.
Yeah, that's my problem. A lot of the problem with No Time to Die is like, what is the villain's goal? Alfonso
Hmm.
Cuarón. Yeah. In the comments, like, who else would you like be? Yeah, I want to see them direct a James Bond film. Like that would, I think that's an interesting choice considering we got Amy Pascal and David Heyman. As I think I put on Instagram, the definition of a mixed bag, because David Heyman, by all accounts, adaptation of the
Mhm.
books and whatever aside, David Heyman more than did a job by being the producer of the Harry Potter films. Was he Fantastic Beast producer as well?
I feel
Because
like
that
he
was
was.
kind of then taken over by, and Joe's writing the script, and Joe's dragging this whole production down because she's hugely transphobic. And Amy Pascal, the woman famous for so many original ideas, that let's do a female Ghostbusters film, let's do a female Spider-Verse spin-off, let's do probably a female fucking Dominic Toretto movie where they're all women. The
Yeah,
woman
Fast and Furious.
famed for not having an original idea, really, but yeah, she's like the female Avi Arad, like someone that's like, yeah, we're gonna do this, and maybe Venom. That would never be topped for me. When I think during the Homecoming press tour, when her and Kevin Feige obviously
Mhm.
had to sort of like, for some reason they did press together because obviously it was Sony and Marvel getting along, and it's the same universe, and here's the producers. Her saying that, yeah, Venom kind of exists in that universe, so there's no reason he wouldn't be folded in. And Kevin Feige's face going, we have not discussed this. Why the fuck are you saying this to people that are going to spread this round when this is clearly not true? But obviously doesn't answer because he doesn't want to start a fight or lose out on Spider-Man.
Doesn't want to start a riot. Yeah.
It's going to start a riot. But yeah,
That's the thing to end on.
CinemaCon and
Sorry.
stuff happened as
Yeah.
well. So like there's loads of films,
Yes,
Disney,
yes.
Paramount and otherwise, that were announced. So like we'll probably catch up on them in our segments before we get into the main Doctor Who review. Maybe we'll try and like catch up on a few of them over the next, we've got 8 weeks to try and piece together some Doctor Who, and hopefully it won't be the last.
Yeah. Well, time will tell.
It literally will.
Time and
Or it
relative
won't.
dimensions in space will tell.
But you can pre-order the season 2 box set already.
Can you?
Yeah, I might
That
pre-order
far
that
in
just as a fact of like, maybe it will garner enough interest that Disney will go, yeah, we'll keep money in for this for season 3 in 2 years' time.
Yeah.
But hey, I am Steve. He is Alex. I can't believe that was a post-credit scene.
Yeah. Yeah, but do you know the other mid-credit / post-credit scene that had one of the greatest reveals? Well,
What was it?
it was a great reveal. So, when you Google the movie, a certain comedian that we all love and admire, and everyone in the audience knows if I mention his name, or yeah, without giving it away, but essentially you Google the name and a certain Berry in the form of Matthew appeared when you Googled the movie. Matt Berry was in the fucking post-credit scene.
No fucking way.
No, I will send it to you off camera, of course, off the internet. I will send it to you if I can find an actual. Yeah, he was the post-credit scene.
No way. Really?
Yeah, yes. I'm not bullshitting you. I'm not bullshitting you. He was the post-credit scene, but it's not him in the flesh. It's his voice, but he sounds great.
Who does he play?
So, like, again, I don't know the Minecraft lore or mythology that much, but he plays one of the villagers. Essentially, the whole movie, he just stands there and go, and then in the actual post-credit, without spoiling it, because that whole stuff is fucking batshit, or as in, it's just bonkers. This villager who goes, suddenly talks, and then he opens his mouth, and he sounds an awful lot like Matt Berry.
No fucking way.
I'm sending it to you now. I've just found it on like YouTube stories. I'm sending it to you now.
I've seen the
You used to
post-credit
love
scene of like, oh, I live here now. My name's Alex, by the way. It's about the chest.
Yeah, yeah. That was right at the end. That was right at the very end. Yeah.
Sweet. Oh, brilliant. I will be seeing the Minecraft movie. Well, it's half term, so I'll be seeing that with the kids at some point soon. But other than that, Connor, where can the people find us before the internet kills me?
And before Matt Berry fucking gets us copyright strike, you can
Berry
find
did
us at
something else as
Nerd.
well. Sorry, like quickly.
Yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
have you watched Wild Robot?
No. I am a human being, not a robot.
So Wild Robot, the 2024 film that Mike has said is one of the greatest movies of the year. Fuck me, I wish it was on my list, man. I think it would have been near the top. Emotional, amazing.
Yeah.
Lupita Nyong'o is the robot, but it doesn't sound like her. But Matt Berry plays a beaver in it.
No. Yeah, of
Pascal
course.
is the
I have to
fox.
watch it now.
Yeah, it's on sale for because I rented it. It's normally like it kept coming up before when I've seen it. It's like I really want to watch that with the kids. $15.99. But we managed to rent it for $4.99 because it was on sale. So
Huh.
give that a go because it is complex, it's emotional, it is sweet, and Matt Berry is a beaver that's chewing through a giant tree. You can talk to me if you like, and he's talking to Pedro Pascal as a fox. It's amazing.
See, we need him. We need him as the Beyonder in Secret Wars. We need him as the Beyonder.
I wanted Matt Berry as the Watcher and Jack Black as big gay space Hercules, but now we're stuck with Brett Goldstein. So
Yeah, beggars can't be choosers. Yeah, that's mental. That is mental. You got the Minecraft thing I sent you.
fabulous! What a fucking choice! Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
Where can the good people find us, Connor? Sorry for interrupting you.
No. Nerdbiblecontact@gmail.com. Send us your favorite post-credit scene. Send us some crazy voiceover casting. Send us your random things you want us to do a live audio reaction to, Big Finish style. Send us your missing cast members for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars and every other thing Marvel related. Send us your thoughts on how Daredevil Born Again has been for you guys since we last spoke about it with episode 3 or 4. I feel like it's the last time we discussed about that show.
Yep.
Send us your thoughts on how you think it's going to end next week. I know we've had leaks and a couple of new sexy costume reveals sort of proving an indication as to where it's going to go. But again, that thing has changed my life and it still is changing my life. And I've literally not watched anything else apart from Born Again over and over and over and reading shit ton of comics. Marvel Unlimited, link in the description maybe. Blue Sky, George's favorite place. Maybe find us on Discord. I don't know if Discord is, follow us on there.
We can share the Discord with people. That's normally like
maybe
a
actually go on it.
that's normally like a bloody Patreon thing, like access to a Discord server.
Maybe it will actually make me go on it if I do it was more public. Blue Sky, Instagram, TikToks, all those magical places.
And until then, we'll see you next week for the start of Doctor Who Season 2. Da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum. My name is Steve. Doo-doo-doo.
Where is Matthew Murdoch? It's Max.
Feels like